Up to this point, we have only discussed about using major and minor keys. These keys use a concept known in music as tonality. This concept of tonality is when we want our ears to focus on a home chord. As we've seen before in C major, we have a dominant chord that leads us perfectly back to C. Therefore, we say the key of C major has tonality, with C as its home. What if we wanted to move the tonality, that is, move our home chord? We could use a different key, just as C is the home chord in C major. Certainly, D would be the home chord in D major. However, would it be possible to use C major and yet still move the tonality around? The answer is yes, we can. When we do these manipulations, we are using what's referred to as, in music, as modes. By using modes, we can choose any key in our scale, then focus on making that our home chord. Let's use C major as an example. How about if I want to play in C major, but I want to move my home chord to D minor? How can we go about doing this? Remember our dominant chord. Do you remember how to find the dominant chord? A dominant is always the fifth interval up from a key. So if I chose to use D minor as my home key, however we are still playing in C major, what would be my dominant chord? For D minor, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the fifth interval up from D is A. In order for a dominant to work, it must be major. Do you remember our scale degrees? In C major, A is a minor chord. Our rule says that a dominant must be major. So in our case here, we may alter our minor chord so that it becomes major. This way, the A major chord now is a dominant chord. Because it is a dominant chord, and it is an interval of 5 away from D, we can now point ourselves back to D. When we make this movement, we have effectively made the A major chord our dominant chord. The music tells our ears the home chord has been moved. This happens because our ears are already familiarized with the sounds of C major. However, using our new dominant chord, we tricked our ears and moved the tonality. Listen to the piano part you just heard once more. This time I will display the chords. It is played in C major, but we are using D as our point of tonality. To review what we just learned, we know we can use modes to change the tonality, that is, our home key within a scale. Each key in a scale has a mode assigned to it. We will learn these names in the next video.